So I was thinking about a book I read years ago, which I just happen to have here. It's called Mind Power, um, by somebody called Bernie Zilbergeld and Arnold Lazarus. And I'll see if I can find a link. I'm not sure if it's still in publication. The printing date, the original printing was 1988, and this copy is 1987. The reason I was thinking about it is it had a pretty cool exercise. It has many exercises about it says getting what you want through mental training. But I would say one of the main things that the book talks about is doing mental rehearsal and practicing picturing what you want or how you want your performance to be in a given area. So this is fantastic for athletes. I think it can be really powerful for communication training, and definitely for practicing music. And it's interesting to just sort of slow down and strengthen the ability to picture something or imagine it vividly, and to develop the visualization capabilities, and include all your senses. And but for me, one of the main takeaways is to have the practice of imagining things with a positive outcome. And I'm not talking about sort of rose-colored glasses, although if there is such a thing, I'd like to try them. But I think very often it's easy to slip into imagining things not going well, or coming up with all the things that could go wrong. And that can be great for noticing potential problems that can come up in a goal or situation. Or let's say you have an interview coming up, or a challenging conversation. I think it's easy to imagine, oh, this is going to go wrong, or this is going to go wrong. And instead, this is asking you to really imagine it going well. And what would you be saying? How would you be standing? How would you be feeling? And to rehearse this. And I don't think I had ever really taken out the time to try that, or develop that muscle, that mental capability. And I still remember, I can't remember if it was a recommendation in the book, but when I read this book and I practiced this, I would put on music, and I would put on the same music every time. And sometimes I would lie down, or I would sit, in my meditation position, and I would let my mind kind of go over something and imagine moving the way that I wanted to move. And you're really teaching your brain, you're building the sort of, it's almost like you're building the habit ahead of time. And then you can go into the world and try it, and then come back and make refinements and course correct. But what really struck me at the time was that I had never really thought of, well, how would I like this to be? If you're giving a presentation, how would you feel if it was going well? And how would you be speaking, and what types of things would you say, and what type of reactions would you like from people? So instead of imagining, perhaps an audience that's critical or not welcoming, like really imagining people enjoying themselves and things going well, and you being in the flow, and really teaching your brain and teaching your nervous system what that pattern looks like and what it feels like, so that when you get in the actual situations, like you've rehearsed these patterns, so they're more likely to come out. And again, this is really great for practicing a musical instrument. When I practice my guitar away from my guitar, it's amazing what you can do and what you can work out. And you can also play with the tempo. You you can sort of speed time up a little bit and slow it down. And then by the time I pick up my guitar, it's so much rich. Like I said, the cognitive pathways have been started, at least, to be created. And so it feels like you're treading that path again, rather than carving your way through the forest for the first time. So I will put the link to the book if anyone's interested. It's not the best book in the world, but it definitely was an interesting read. But I would recommend, taking a few moments, and even, 3 to 5 minutes a day, pick one context that you'd like to improve, and let yourself be there experiencing it the way that you'd like to experience it. And you can also do it from the outside. In other words, you can picture yourself first in a disassociated way and see yourself from the outside, really, at the top of your game, and then you can step into it and see what it's like from the inside. So I encourage you to give that a shot.